Have you always wanted to brew your own beer, but aren't sure where to start? In this video, I'll show you everything you need to brew your very own batch of homebrew with just a few pieces of equipment and only several simple ingredients. Hi everyone, my name is Jake, and I've brewed many batches of both beer and cider, all from my one-bedroom apartment. And I've even entered those beers and ciders in several local competitions. Today I'll show you everything you need to know about brewing your own beer at home. We'll take a look at the ingredients and tools needed for a 5-gallon batch of homebrew. I'll walk you through a basic extract recipe, and we'll finish by reviewing what you can do next when it comes to options for packaging your homebrew. Let's get started. First, we need to organize our tools. You'll need a brew kettle that can hold at least 3 gallons of liquid. I prefer stainless steel, but most types of metals work just fine. This is for your boil. A thermometer to check the temperature of your brewing liquid, which is also called wort when you add the grains to it, a muslin bag to hold your crushed grains for steeping, and a long metal spoon to stir your wort. After the boil is finished, we'll need something to cool our wort so that we can safely pitch our yeast into the beer. In this case, we're using a copper coil wort chiller, which is relatively inexpensive and will save loads of time. Of course, we're also using a fermentation bucket where our sweet wort will eventually turn into majestic beer. Additional tools we'll need throughout the process include a siphon to transfer the wort to the fermenter, along with an airlock to seal everything up once our brew day is done. For this video, we're going to follow an American Amber Ale recipe, where we'll use 8 pounds of ultralight malt extract and 1 pound of Crystal 60 malts, along with 1 ounce of Magnum hops for bittering and 2 ounces of Willamette hops for flavor and aroma. First, we need to add anywhere from 3 to 5 gallons of clean water to our brew kettle and bring that up to a temperature between 140 to 165 degrees Fahrenheit. Once at temp, we add our crushed grains to our muslin bag and steep those for 20 to 30 minutes. After we remove our grains, we turn the heat up and add all of our malt extract to the wort, stirring frequently so the sugars don't caramelize and everything dissolves nicely. Once the wort is at a rolling boil, we add our bittering hops and set a timer for 60 minutes. With 5 minutes left in the timer, we add our flavoring hops, and with 1 minute left, we add our remaining aroma hops. When time's up, we kill the heat and add our sanitized wort chiller to the brew kettle. Using cold tap water run through the chiller, it takes about 20 minutes or so for our hot wort to cool to room temperature. When the wort's cooled, it's time to transfer the wort to the fermenter, fill the remaining space with clean water, and pitch our yeast. This recipe uses a dry yeast that doesn't need to be rehydrated. So once our fermenter is full, we sprinkle the yeast over the surface of the wort and stir to aerate. After our wort is aerated, seal the bucket with its lid and seal the lid with an airlock, which contains either a sanitized water solution or, in this case, vodka or some other high-proof, clear, and relatively flavorless alcohol. Once everything's sealed up, put your fermenter in a dark, temperature-controlled space and let that yeast do its job by converting those sugars to alcohol, which will turn your wort into beer. Fermentation will start within 24 hours, and you might even see some bubbles coming out of the airlock. This is normal and might continue for a few days until the yeast settles. After 2 weeks or so, it'll be time to package your beer, where you'll have the option of bottling or kegging your product. For bottling, you'll need bottle caps, a bottle capper, and clean bottles. After you mix your beer with a simple syrup solution of corn sugar and water, bottle it and wait 2 weeks or so before drinking for that perfect level of carbonation and foam. So that is it for our brew day. For me, this day in the process takes about 4 hours total from setup to cleanup, but it all depends on your organization and resources. Bottling or kegging day happens after your beer is fully fermented, so you don't accidentally create bombs by packaging too soon. More on that later, but for now, I hope you enjoyed the process and learned something about beer making from this video. Thanks for watching, and until next time, cheers, sláinte, sherife, na zdraví, prost, kampai, and salud.